Hey everyone, this is David Moliver with Venture Homes Realty. And today I wanted to talk about the importance of home inspections, what you need to know about buying a home, whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're a seasoned home buyer and maybe haven't bought a home in a while. First of all, home inspections are really important. Their main goal is to determine the overall condition of the home and to see if a particular home has any serious problems related to it. Now, keep in mind that all homes are going to have something wrong with them. So when you conduct your home inspection and you get a report with a lot of things listed, don't freak out right away. Every home is going to have a lot of things that are going to be needed to be fixed or improved on. The important thing is to see past that and see which are the serious issues that can be very expensive and complicated to repair. A common question that I get when it comes to home inspections are, what are the red flags to look for? So the main things that you got to look for in a home inspections are problems with, for example, the roof. How old is the roof? A roof that is already 13, 15 years old is nearing the end of its life expectancy. That's going to be an issue, especially when you go get quotes for insurance. Older roofs are going to cause your insurance premiums to be much higher. Water stains on the ceiling on the inside of the home is a red flag. Patch-up work is a red flag. And also missing shingles on a roof are a red flag. Okay, so those are red flags related to a roof, and a roof is definitely one of the major items that need to be checked out. Plumbing is another major item. Does the home have lead pipes? That's something that needs to be determined. You can ask the seller. They need to answer a series of questions called the seller disclosure. Look in that and see if the home has lead pipes. Is the drainage, the water drainage for the home slow? That could be a sign of buildup or clog. Is the flow of water fast or slow? Again, slow flow of water could mean a clog or something blocking the flow of the water coming into the home. Electrical. The electrical system is also very important to get inspected. Is there an old electrical panel in the home? Is the electrical system based on a fuse box versus circuit breakers? Do you see old light switches and outlets? Or do you see the more modern GFI outlets that have the two little red and black buttons on them? Those are all important things to look at when evaluating the electrical system of a home. Is there mold anywhere in the home? In the garage especially. Those are all important things to look at as well. And the other major system to look at is the air conditioning system. The first thing you need to look at there is how old is the system. If the system is already 12, 13 years old and it's still going, you need to count on having to replace that system in the near future. So factor that expense into the whole process. Is there very little amount of air coming out of the vents? That could mean that the ducts are clogged and need to be cleaned out or replaced altogether. Those are important things to look into or look out for when you're evaluating the AC system. So, if you find any of these significant problems in an inspection report, what do you do then? The first thing I recommend is don't panic and don't run to try to cancel your transaction. Yes, you can cancel the transaction if something shows up on the inspection report that you are not happy with, as long as you do it within the time allowed in the inspection period. And that gets negotiated when you negotiate all the other terms and price of your contract. Usually that period is 10 to 15 days. So as long as you back out in writing within those 10 to 15 days, you're going to be fine. However, if it's just a couple of things that are of concern to you, then try to negotiate with the seller. You can either require the seller to repair those items, have them corrected to your satisfaction, or you can ask the seller to give you a credit at the time of closing so that you can take charge and repair those items after the closing. This credit will be in the form of cash, so that'll reduce the amount of cash you have to bring to the closing, freeing up that money to make those needed repairs. Just make sure you have a really good buyer's agent fighting for you. Make sure that any demand that you make is in writing. It's within the time period of the inspections. If you conduct an inspection that requires more inspections, for example, slow drainage, and you have to have a deeper plumbing inspection conducted, make sure you ask for an extension to the inspection period before that elapses. If you enter renegotiations of the contract because of results from an inspection report, make sure you extend that inspection period to give you time to renegotiate the price. Because if that time elapses in the inspection period and you do not have a cancellation that you have sent to the seller within that time period, you're on the hook for completing that transaction. So again, renegotiating the price or requiring the seller to conduct the repairs, complete the repairs, you've got to get an extension and make sure that all that is renegotiated within the inspection period. So I hope I've answered some of the big questions that you have about home inspections. If you have any further questions, you're more than welcome to call or text me. I'd love to help you. Again, this is David Moliver with Venture Homes Realty, and I'll see you in the next video.